mutations are my occupation. Ball python morphs my concentration. Break down the genes and their complications. Don't overthink it. Let's start with the basics. Let's go. Head stamp designers, pattern magnifiers, contrast killers and color amplifiers. It's all in the blushing. As it grows, it gets brighter. If you don't know what I'm saying, then tune in for knowledge. Genetic canvas, genetic canvas.
What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Genetic Canvas, where we feature a mutation every single week of different species, mainly focusing on ball pythons, but we are getting a lot more episodes set up for species outside of the ball pythons, and we know that there are mutations in every single reptile species pretty much out there, and if there isn't a morph, most people line breed for specific phenotype expressions. So we are also going to dive into things like that with green tree pythons, Amazon tree boas, and a lot of other species as well, like geckos and all types of fun reptiles. That's what we're here to do, and I hope you all enjoy this episode where we are featuring the O.F.Y mutation. And before we do that, let's go ahead and get into our sponsors because we appreciate their support and they offer some amazing discounts through this show that are exclusive. So make sure you guys are checking them out afterwards and following them on all their social platforms and Morph Market and Reptile ads, especially so you can see their current availability. Huge shout out to the sponsors. Make sure you guys are checking them out, like I said. And thank you to everybody that's joining us live tonight. We appreciate you. And if you're watching this in the future, make sure you guys are commenting hashtag replay gang so I can turn you blue, and make sure that you guys can share all of your links, because this is a community over here for you guys to just, mingle together, introduce yourselves, and get to know each other, because that's the best way to grow in your projects as well. If you're invested in the breeding side of things, whether it's pet level, investment, true investment level, trying to grow into a business, or anything in between, make sure you guys are talking and getting to know each other. So, shout outs tonight. We got Bowd's Exotic Reptiles on the shirt. He's got the new logo with the new fit. This thing is super comfortable. Make sure you guys go out and get one. Definitely something that I had to grab when I seen him over at the recent Repticon. And up here on the top, we got Mike at Banana Bread Royals. Make sure you guys are checking Big Mike out over there and all of his insane projects. He loves the Hypo DG Clown, and he's working all types of crazy codominants into it, like some chocolate, and you have to go and see what else. But there's some amazing stuff going on over there for sure. And one more thing, happy Easter to everybody out there that's celebrating. And if you haven't seen it, Ed and Emily over at Snake Discovery has this amazing puzzle with a bunch of hatchling ball pythons that are actually hatching. I think there was an egg. Yeah, there actually is an egg in the picture as well. So that is actually a clutch of ball pythons all hatching together, not just a bunch of babies thrown into a pile for a photo. So I thought that was kind of fitting, but make sure you guys are checking that out. That's one of the coolest ball python puzzles that I've ever seen. So I had to also grab one of those. And we're going to do that with my son over the week. But I'm excited for this episode, the O.F.Y mutation. If you don't know what it stands for, I can't say it here, but it's oh friggin' yeah. And I'm excited to see why. I've seen a little bit of it, but it definitely makes you stop in your tracks and go, what is that? And why does it look that way? So we're going to dig into this mutation tonight and really see what's going on. But first, I have the recap from last week. So make sure you guys check this out and go back and watch that episode as well. Your heart attack,
I love that
right?
photo. I love that photo because it tells me that's the day that Prism was born. Like that's me in the bed, and yeah, after they had shocked me, where you see my chest bare there, that's where they actually put paddles on me and lit me up, man.
Yeah.
So yeah,
The image of your first snake here.
noodle. Yeah,
I get
yeah.
good
She's
pictures
a
of people.
yellow belly ultra male. Started it all.
Nice.
I love this tree. I knew about this before we were getting started. I didn't know about it before we were getting started, but when he showed it, I was like, this is going to be cool.
Yeah. So this is my little climbing tree that I let the babies all get out and kind of socialize and get curious and check things out, and just picked up a super GHI red stripe yellow belly at Tinley from Billy Rice. I don't know if you can see that.
Definitely got to get
Isn't
that
that
up on the
unreal?
big screen.
Oh,
Yes.
cool.
Oh my goodness. It's like
And so,
the coolest pixelated pattern that I've seen. It even has the split nose color. Like if you get the nose up
yeah,
real close, half nose is yellow. So
How
cool.
funny.
Yeah. Sugars always tend to have a little bit higher weights, a lot more
yep.
like mashing together or dragging of the pattern. People like to call it dragging of the pattern, chaining of the pattern.
So to go into those, Bob Vu got me this one at Tinley. This is Black Pewter
Can you come a
Fire
little closer?
DG Het
Perfect.
VPI.
Yeah.
And then, love or hate pin. This is my pin hypo VPI, True Ghost.
Yes. True Ghost. I am not a hater of pinstripe at all. I am a big advocate on selectively breeding mutations that you don't want to overproduce, but
Right.
I personally love all mutations, so I have a little bit of everything, Heck yeah, that was an awesome episode. So make sure you guys go back and comment hashtag replay gang when you watch that one if you haven't already. And if you're new here, make sure you drop a comment, say what's up, and consider subscribing because there's a lot of amazing episodes on this channel. And I know I had some comments on a post where I had an old episode that they couldn't find, and I wanted to explain that. I was on an old network, and that network had gotten removed or whatever by YouTube, so we lost a lot of episodes. I ended up recording some. Those are the archived episodes, but we will have to redo that one. So thanks for dropping that comment and just pointing that out to me and bringing it to my knowledge so that we can get that scheduled and get an episode back up for that mutation ASAP. So getting into tonight, our guest host joining us is sitting backstage ready. He's coming out and he's swinging because he knows more about this mutation than I knew. And I think that happened the last time he was a co-host because he jumped in and said, let me get on that episode because I love this mutation. Let's welcome Wayne from Q-Ball Morphs. How's it going, man?
What's up, buddy?
Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, not a problem, man.
So it's always good seeing you and talking to you. What mutation would you say has the most value in your collection right now?
I mean, I really like the we all know the Jaguar, so Jaguar is definitely one.
Heck yeah. All right. That's a good one. I mean, I think a lot of people sleep on the Jaguar because it's a little, like you can say it's a little similar to a few things on its own, but then when you get it into things like that clown, the expression is just incredible. I loved it when I first saw it in the clown, and that's kind of why I got into it. So,
Yeah, it's definitely cool.
Hell yeah. So, what is your favorite or best piece of advice for a newer keeper getting into breeding, even if it's just a pet project?
I think that you should honestly do what your heart, you know, drags you to. And so what I mean by that is, there's certain genes out there that, people fall in love with, and if that's the thing, go with it and stick with it. I have, I don't ever get rid of the pastels. I don't get rid of any of the, you know, Bell complexes. I mean, I keep all the old stuff, and because I keep doing new stuff with it. So, I mean, I think any gene out there is great. So for them, a new beginner, find something you like and stay in that lane and ride it.
Heck yeah. And that's honestly the best way to follow your passion in this. And if you're messing with incomplete dominance and not really getting into the recessive stuff too quickly, it's not going to stumble you up or trip you up too quickly breeding some of your favorite snakes together that are just incomplete dominant stacks and things like that as well.
Correct.
So for you, I don't know, I don't even think I know the answer to this. So what combination of recessives makes up like a group foundation for you, the biggest group foundation for you?
Well, there's several, but I'm pretty sure one of them's like Randy's. I love puzzle, hypo puzzle. Which I also if putting into other things like zebra or trying to get it into the rainbow, just trying to mess with it in different ways.
Heck yeah, I love Hypo Puzzle. There's going to be a big season for Hypo Puzzle this year. I'm feeling it because we saw a lot of amazing stuff coming out of like Barry Swope and Jason Kittinger, and I
Right.
mean many other collections and projects as well. Those two are just the easiest to remember off the top of my head. So shout out to those guys for all the hard work that they're doing in those projects, and the animals that they're hitting are just incredible. I know that Billy Rice and the family over there, they just got into the Hypo Puzzle project really deep as well. So excited to see what they do on that side of their projects with those animals. So,
Yeah, for sure.
what do you know about the O.F.Y? Now, I want leave all the good stuff out, but kind of give us a background of what you do know about the O.F.Y.
Well, I met Randy when I first got into it with my son, and um, we talked quite a bit, about certain genes, and he showed me quite a bit of that stuff, and I was like, wow. I was like, you putting that out yet? Or he's like, no, no, I'm just
Typical
making.
reaction.
Yeah, pretty much I'm just making an army. I'm not looking to get rid of it. But on a serious note, I do follow Randy and I see all the posts of it, and it's just like it really is a phenomenal gene. I mean, I think it's something that should definitely go into people's projects.
Hype it, hype it. I mean, I'm excited to see all these
Well,
animals.
I'm being honest, man. I really am.
Yeah. No, I mean I feel that this gene deserves the hype around it, and I think that everyone's going to see that tonight. So why don't we go ahead and put the guest banner up, because we do offer guest hosting on this channel, just like Wayne is joining us for. I know that he reached out to me and said, hey, let me guest host, but I do have a list running, and Slay at Headstamp Exotics, if you're out there, you're up next. So I'm going to be reaching out to you. But if you want to get on that list, just comment hashtag seat taken to guest host a future episode. And why don't we say what's up to the chat and see what's everybody that's in here. If you hear a familiar name, just say what's up after me, because I just run through them real quick. So we got Dickie Foster in the house. How's it going? Christopher Walker in the building. Lowe's Exotics, Proxima Reptilis in the house. Slay at Headstamp Exotics, I see you out there hanging out in the building. Appreciate you. Tara Voodoo Doll Royals, how's it going tonight? We got Sammy Vargas in the building. How's it going? You have to hit me up and let me know how that project we got going on is doing. She was breeding like crazy to that male. James B, how's it going? Appreciate you. Dwight the Pied Man in the house. Sending over the good music as always. I always appreciate that. If you don't know, Dwight knows the good music. So if you want some good music, reach out to Dwight and be like, hey, what's Jared talking about? We got Lindworm Exotics, Randall in the building. How's it going? Appreciate you. If you don't know, that's Big Double L and Randall over there. Will's Hella Heat in the building. Fred English, appreciate you. Travis TNS Reptiles. Let's see. Unlock Morphs. Snake X215. How's it going tonight? Join Reptiles. How's it going? Appreciate you joining us. And if you want your shout outs, get in here early, get in those comments, and you get that unsolicited shout out just for being here. So make sure you guys join and get here early.
And I say hello to you all.
Heck yeah. We're going to have more people funneling in. I see tons of more comments and everything. But let's go ahead and invite our guest out tonight, because I have a ton of questions before we get into the snakes. We'll try to make it as fast as possible. But we'll also ask to see some of the early snakes that founded this project before long. So let's go ahead and welcome Randy from Dark Cloud Reptiles. How's it going tonight?
How you doing?
Hello, buddy.
I'm doing fantastic. So, will you give us a little backstory on the friggin' yeah?
Yeah, so I got it kind of supposed to have been a normal. It was a wild caught, and I got it back in, I want to say like 2007, right around there. And yeah, it had that Morphy look. There was just something about it. It wasn't a normal. And back in 2007, I mean, people weren't really like they are today, where it's got a freckle and they think it's a new gene, and
Yeah.
back then it was you were looking for something to jump out at you, and
Yeah.
it really didn't have, it wasn't drastic. And I remember I said maybe it's an ugly fire, which is kind of funny because all the O.F.Y fires I make are just like spectacular. They're top notch. You would never say they were an ugly fire. And
Gotcha.
so I remember I paired it to a fire back in, God, I want to say like 2009, something like that. And I just figured I'd see if I made any black-eyed leucistics. And it
Okay,
was,
yeah, just trying to rule it out.
yeah, I mean, those things were selling for like 5 to 7 grand. And I was like, cool, if I make some, I'll sell them. If I don't, whatever. But I just wanted to know what it was. I mean, they're obviously nowhere near genetic testing back then. And so yeah, I made the first clutch a fire to the original O.F.Y girl, and I hatched out three that they looked just like deserts. I remember I took them down to a buddy of mine, and he looked at them, and out of his mouth, the very first words were, "Congratulations, you hit three deserts." And I'm like,
Oh,
no,
wow.
this wasn't a desert clutch. This was a fire clutch. And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so I really didn't know what to do with them at that point. And unfortunately, it was three males. So um,
And
I
is
went
that
ahead
the
and
mutation that you would say it resembles most if you were to compare it to anything?
not really. I mean, I
What are
I
the
just thought it
defining
was very
traits, would you say? The defining traits of the single gene?
well, and on some of that, I'm still working that out. And the reason being is, I swear there's a granite attached to the original, and I'd love to show you the original, but in October, Tinley, she passed away while I was gone. She was
Oh,
like
okay.
20 some years old. She was over 5,000 grams, big girl, really clean belly, and that was one of the things I noticed. Um, once I made those, I started looking at her a little more, and I noticed the belly. And so some of the original ones, let me see, I've got something over here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go ahead and we will get into the genetic framework here. So this will be like the basic animals that you started off with after that original female.
Well, so this is a fire version. And so one thing you'll notice is how black the blacks are.
Yeah,
Uh,
can you get her up a little closer?
very, very dark. But now one thing I
And the
want you to look
keyholes are
at,
just very, very dark too, because usually fire smudges the
well,
keyholes out.
so you see this granity band right in here. So if you
Okay.
look down on the bottom, it's very clean, and then you get this granity bit in the middle, and then it cleans up some more up top.
Yeah, I see that. If you
Uh,
show the belly line again,
Oh, you
yeah.
can
So
see it
like,
completely. Yeah, you can see
yeah,
it.
the belly scutes in the middle are clean white, and those are the belly scales, and then the black lining on the sides is like actually the bottom of the pattern, and then you have the white of the alien head lifted above that black. That's crazy. I like that.
so look,
It's
see if I
subtle,
can
but
get.
it's noticeable. It's obvious if you're looking.
If you look at, you can see where it looks like a
Yeah.
line almost, where the granite stops, and then
Yep. And it just goes white.
non-granity. Then if you look at the alien heads, you can see, like I said, they're more morphy. They don't have your typical alien head look.
Right.
Look at the head stamp. I actually had one that was a perfect Mitsubishi logo. And then if you look at how clean, look at the ice stripe, very clean.
Oh yeah,
Another
it
thing
doesn't
that
have
they
like much
have,
dirt in it.
another thing they have, if I can get her, mustaches. You, all right, you're not gonna like this, but you need to hold still for a second. As a mustache.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So the thing about those original ones is it actually had another clean area that it looked like somebody just drug an eraser down its sides, and clean
For a
bottom.
fire, I mean, for a fire animal to have that white pushed up like that, that's actually pretty surprising because fire likes to drag that color down and turn it so khaki, you know, tan colored. And that animal had a lot of, I would say, more golden hues, normal brown tones to it.
So, like I said, I believe that one still has the granite. Obviously, you can see that heavy granite in there. If you do, you have the one picture of the hatchling?
Yes, the
The one,
lesser fire.
yeah, Fire Lesser from 23.
That'll be
The
this
one,
one here.
the December 8th. Okay, so that was hatched out on December 8th of 2013.
The purples on that are crazy.
And that's a Fire Lesser O.F.Y. Yeah, if you just look how clean, now you can
It's
see
so clean.
why people thought they were deserts out of the egg.
Yeah, that thing is insane. Let me get this. Shrink it over here next to Wayne.
So clean.
This is that animal 13 years later. I mean, look at that.
Wow.
Look at the dorsal stripe, still very clean. I mean, obviously my camera, the shades are way off. This thing is more of like a golden
It's
kind
got
of
a lot
brown.
of color, a lot of contrast in the blushing for a fire lesser. I mean, fire lessers, we know they just kind of cream out and fade as they age, whereas that, it even has kind of that line separating the
It's
lower
got that.
half.
It's more like a rustic color, like kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, when water goes on metal and it sits there for a little bit and it starts rusting out. That's kind of how it looks to me.
Yeah, like a
It's like,
patina almost, right?
yeah.
Another thing is the tails on them were always very clean. That was one thing I noticed about them early on, was that the stripe on the tail. But same thing, you look on the neck,
Do
see
you,
how it lines it out? It's kind of like stripy.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna ask, do you notice that it stripes out a lot more of the dorsal in combos?
Um, just depends on what it's paired to. So, all right, let me go. I'm going to show you one more because we're talking on as far as it browning out.
Okay.
I want to bring one more on that, and then we'll circle back to the origins of it. But
Yeah.
so just think about a fire pastel inchy lesser clown. And what would
Had a
you
nice head
expect?
stamp.
What would you expect an adult like that to look like?
Fire
Shade,
Inchy Lesser Clown.
Fire,
pastel color
inchy.
inch lesser clown as an adult. What
Pastel,
do you think
okay.
the shading would look like on that?
Pretty faded is what you would expect. I don't know. I'd have to hear the mutations again because I was not hearing them.
So
What
if
is
you
this?
can't, I cannot get the color. Let me try to turn. I tried to turn extra lights on to see if you guys could get
There
the
you
color.
go. The best thing to do is hold it up real close, and then your camera usually adjusts on the lighter snakes.
Well, like I was telling you, I need to get a better camera.
I mean,
But
you can
yeah,
see it. You can see it.
yeah.
I
No,
mean,
look at
with the
for the brown.
mutation makeup, you don't expect the contrast and the stripe to still be
Yeah,
there at that size. That's for sure. I mean, that thing, especially having the pastel, the lesser entry fire, and
yeah,
all that.
yeah. All those genes brown out. This
Yeah,
has got no brown.
yeah, it
It's
didn't
actually
brown out. It's
yellow
more
snake.
washing, more yellowing and washing to me.
Yeah,
It's
you can't. It's not going to show it to you, but the snake's actually yellow. So, yeah, that's what this thing does. It really helps things
Yeah, it was clean.
keep the
definitely
I
color.
can
clean.
see why the guy first said desert-ish because
Oh,
of
for
how
sure.
clean.
It's so clean, so clean. You could definitely mistake it.
How
Yeah,
many
and at the
clutches?
time, back then, this was 2009. So, like I said, there wasn't the genes out there that there is today and the combos.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's exactly what it looked like.
And I know you said that you don't work this full time, so you haven't pushed it as hard as you could have over the years. But how many clutches have you had with the O.F.Y mutation involved?
Um, Honestly, not many. I probably have 60 of them here. Yeah, probably have about 60 of them here.
60 animals?
Yeah, 60 different
Oh, wow.
O.F.Y. Um, so, like I told you, I moved into this building in 2012, I want to say it was. And um, right when I moved in, after about, I don't know, a few weeks, and summer hit, and the building got to be 95 degrees inside. And so when I built it, I got 6 inch insulation in the ceilings, 3.5 inch insulation. I can't even talk. In all the walls, I got the cement floors, and I had two little windows, two little bathroom windows, because this was back, like I said, like 2011, 2012, somewhere in there. And there was still a lot of people stealing animals. Just, I mean, back then everything was worth a lot of money. And so I was like, okay, I don't want people breaking in here, so I just put two little tiny bathroom windows in. And I'm coastal. I'm legitimately like 5 minutes from feet wet in the ocean from my front door. And so I was like, okay, my house doesn't even have AC. So I didn't put it in here. And I was wrong. Boy, was I wrong. 95 degrees for about a week. I lost all
Oh,
production.
wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
I lost all production for 2 years.
Oh
Everything
no.
slugged out. The eggs I did get were deformed. Second year, same thing. All of them just from reabsorbing and slugging out. They had to go
and
cycle.
was it in the second season that was the attempt at the super?
Well, yeah. So after I made those first three males, I um, I called them my special fires, and I mean I wasn't calling them special because I was friends with Tom Baker while he was alive, and he had his special. I just called them my special fires. I knew there was something special about. And then,
Okay.
so I bred son back to mom. That was, mm, yeah, I want to say 2000. It must have been 2010 when I made those. And then give it time to grow. Probably 2012, I was shooting for the super. And um, I had, I think, 3 eggs that she actually dropped for me that weren't slugs. And 2 went bad in the incubator, 1 made it to term, and I was thinking, like,
Grab some water.
what's my first thought going to be if there is a super? And it was crazy, and that's where it just came the, oh fuck yeah. And um and I cut the
Yeah, do you
egg.
want me to put that up?
Yeah, well, I cut
Let
the
me know
egg,
when.
and it was everything I had. It was beyond belief. Go ahead, you can put it up.
All right. Let's see here. It had to have been this one here.
Yep. So
And
that was
that
my
thing
first.
is insane. And what was the
Yeah.
pairing?
So that was fire O.F.Y to O.F.Y.
Oh, okay. No pastel involved?
No, no, fire O.F.Y to O.F.Y.
Wow.
And
So that would have to be a super O.F.Y fire, and that's it?
that would have been it. Yeah. And so obviously
Wow.
I was doing backflips. And obviously you can tell it's not a live snake. Um, it was kinked. And so its belly had kind of fused together. So I went ahead and skinned it so that I had the skin.
Uh-huh.
You have the other picture that's the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Let's see here. This one there. Let me remove this one. So
Okay.
there's the
So
full
yeah,
one.
that's what I saw. And I mean, like I said, I was besides myself. That was everything and then some. And then I pretty much realized that was incubation issues. And, a lot of people don't realize that as crazy as this is, you look at that design, that pattern,
Yeah.
and there's no way that could happen just as an act of God, but it does. And I mean, I know
Wild
people.
looking pattern.
Yeah, I know people that have cut eggs a little too soon and thought they had something that looked like an axanthic, and then a
Yeah,
week
because
later, it's
incubation
so bright yellow.
issues.
Yeah, so it all does crazy things, and that's what happened there. I've not duplicated that yet. Um, I can't with mom because mom's gone now, and I quit breeding her. She was just a big pet. She was a
So
little
you don't
teddy bear.
have any other females? I mean, you don't have any other pairings that you'll be trying for supers this season or anything?
No, I quit trying to do that. So
Gotcha.
I so that snake was in 2012, and then I made a few more. I think I tried the fire again, which is why I have so many fire O.F.Ys. Um, and then after that, I got so heavily into puzzle, and it's like I was telling you backstage. I'm a very different breeder than most. Success isn't in my DNA. I can tell you that. I I feed small meals. That's why people buy snakes from me and they make snakes before I do because I don't push big meals. I don't try to get them up to size real fast. Since I don't do this for a living, none of it matters. Like I said, I
You
went
would
through.
more so overload yourself faster and have to stress yourself to sell faster and things like that if you were doing it for fun part time and overproducing in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Not
know.
really
I think
overproducing, but you would just be putting more pressure on yourself in that way.
I don't know, man. I think he makes some serious. I think he takes his time and makes some serious fire. Like, I think really, I think that you know, if people really looked at his puzzle game, I mean, his
Yeah.
puzzle games, it's up there, man. It's with everybody else's.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I always tell people like I know you asked Wayne like what he'd tell somebody new coming in, and I mean I agree. You've got to basically follow your heart. If you go into it from a money standpoint, or you try to create something that somebody else did, it's just not as rewarding. And I mean, I know years, like I said, I've had couple bad years. I called the company Dark Cloud Reptiles because I said I had to have a dark cloud over me because I've had
Yeah.
so many, I've had problems, things pop up that most people would have left. They would have just got
Okay.
out of it completely. So I had the first thing in 20. Oh, you know what? That was at the same time. So we
Was it
got a
O.F.Y stuff?
no, no, it wasn't. We got a champagne from a guy. Um, my buddy Michael, he's like my right hand guy in this with the last, I don't know, 20 years. And he got a champagne from somebody. He quarantined it and everything up at his place. And then after like 60 days, he started to pair it. And then we found out something happened. This must have been before. God, I don't know. He's gonna make me think, and I don't like thinking. Um,
No,
so
you're good. We can get into the genetic appraisal and stuff, but
like
yeah, let's hear it.
he got in there, started breeding it, and then animals started getting sick. And
Oh, one of those
uh,
situations, like an STD
yeah,
or something.
well, I had a blade clown early on, and I had some other stuff, and they were up at his place. So some of my good animals, all of our desert stuff was up there. And he actually left at the time. He was working for the government, so he'd go to Korea and do the war simulations. So I used to have to get up every day. I would drive 40 minutes to his house. I'd walk in, I'd put on a Tyrex suit, and I'd enter his place. I was giving snakes injections, breathing treatments, and tracheal tubes. So putting the
Oh
tube down
wow.
the throat into the stomach and giving them meds that
Yeah.
way. We lost a number of snakes, including one of my favorites at the time. Um, I know we spent, it was over $12,000 sending tissue samples to Florida, and it ended up coming back mycoplasma. The the person that sold that guy the snake had tortoises, and somebody held a turtle or tortoise, got it on
Hmm.
the bacteria, and it was the first known case in the United States of mycoplasma in ball python. So it's like, yay, go us, we're the first.
Yeah, that sucks.
That does
Yeah.
suck
So
badly.
yeah,
So,
I mean, we literally
yeah,
had
a lot of
so
people.
much. I should have just quit and got out, but um,
Well, look at the
even after
mutation
all
that you're
that,
showcasing now. If you would have got out, we wouldn't be here today.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I just exactly every time something new pops out, it's exciting just to see
Yeah.
the
And the
progression.
industry is back at that point where we're starting kind of fresh in a lot of new directions. So, with a lot of newer mutations as well. And I think there's a lot of people waiting, but we're going to make them wait a little bit longer because I'm going to go through the genetic appraisal with you where we give
All
this
right.
mutation its first morph score. So, let's go ahead and get into that. All right, we're gonna make this kind of a quick fire round so we don't spend too much time, but a little bit of detail is okay. So rate the single gene look on a scale from 1 to 10.
Um,
And be as
I don't
honest as you can,
know, a 3 or
unbiased.
4.
Okay.
I mean, what
Let's
are
see.
we? Okay, so let's do this to be fair. If you're saying rate it on say a 1 to 10, where do you put a normal? Is a normal your 1, or is a normal?
A normal is a 0.
Okay, so
Because a
normal's a
normal is your base and
okay.
a single gene look is anything beyond a 0. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so then yeah, if you're saying it like that, I would definitely say it would be somewhere around a 2 to a 3. It's nothing jumps out at you.
All
It's
right,
just
we'll
something.
stick with the 3.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go dominance of pattern in like single combos. A 0 would be like it doesn't really even
I'd say
exist.
it would be about a 3 again. It doesn't change the pattern as much. It will give it a different head stamp. It can mess with some patterns, but like I said, it's like leopard. From what I've seen, leopard would be a 5, maybe a 6, but
Okay.
overall
So
baseline,
then
I'd say probably a 3.
an average, okay. And that's fair. And we still have to see the viability of that super come out. We've seen those incubation issues happen many times, so we can't say that that was anything that caused it genetically. So I'm super excited to see that animal and that project kind of reach that peak with the super in the future as well. Necessity of shed testing to ideate in combos. Let's go like 1 or 0 would be like you can see it pretty much every time, and a 10 would be like you need to test every time.
I'd say it's probably somewhere between maybe a 6 and 7.
Okay. 6, 7. That's been the 2025 thing,
Oh
right?
God, why would I say that?
So we're going 6.5 because when everybody says, this or that, I always do the half point. Let's go with adult color and contrast retention. That's where this thing wins big.
Yeah, that's like 9 to 10. Let's.
Okay.
That's the whole reason I took off.
9.5. That's the whole reason that you took off with it in your collection.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to make an animal that looks amazing for a year and it looks like crap for the rest of its life?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
that how you look for a spouse, or you look for a kid? You're like, come on, baby, let's go have a child. It's going to be a beautiful baby for a year, and it's going to look like crap. I mean,
Planned. Planned.
these are my babies. I mean, I'm
That's funny.
producing them, I'm working them. I want the prettiest things out there.
Heck yeah. So the next question is, and I think it's a very interesting one, especially for what we saw and what you can be hopeful for. To you, what is the importance of the super in the project going forward? Like, it's going to be tough because, if it's not viable, say, how big of a hit would that be to this number, so to say, if you only worked the single mutation? Like, how
So,
important is the super?
so RGI is working on trying to identify it and a shed test on it.
Okay.
Um, I'm kind of leaning towards the supers might just look the same, maybe a little nicer, but produce all O.F.Ys. Kind of like a leopard or a pinstripe. You can get the
Okay.
super leopard, it looks like a leopard, but everything is leopard. But I mean, who's to say? I mean, I could have just had really bad luck on the ones I bred and not produced a super. But uh, I'd love to hope it looks like that picture, but the reality,
Yeah. So far you've tried a few more times and you haven't seen anything significant yet, like that animal.
yeah.
Okay. That was an interesting animal because the colors and things were just different than what you would expect. The cleanliness was there for sure. The pattern just looked different. That's why I said pastel right away. It just had that blushing to it and stuff, but that's
Oh no,
wild.
it looked
So,
amazing, and if there is one, then yeah, that would totally be a game changer. But I'm not going to sit and lie to people and tell them I think that's what it's going to be, because yeah,
yeah.
I'd be lucky. I don't think it would. I hope so, but
So rate the importance of the super being viable to you.
uh, I mean, I would say
Zero, 0, 1 would be like low importance.
it's probably going to be a 7, because like any other super, if you have a super asphalt or super gravel, every single thing you produce is going to have that gene in there. So regardless, I mean, when super pastels were being produced, I remember I bought every female I could because I knew every baby was going to be a pastel.
Yeah, because they were
Um,
going for good money back then.
yeah, and well, and back then you didn't have what you had today. You
Yeah,
can't
it was like
go.
2,500 bucks for female pastels back then,
Yeah, well,
2015.
but the big thing was you didn't have the genes that you have now. So that's what I'm saying is if you looked at a pastel, that would be like a monsoon today.
Right.
So
Yeah,
if I've got 5,000 different genes, you really need something that's going to jump out and stand out. But when you were down to 20, like that was big.
Hmm.
I mean, you got to
so
remember, people were getting super pastels to breed to normals just to make pastels and make a couple $1,000s off each snake. So,
yep.
yeah, I still think supers all have their place.
And what about project compatibility with the O.F.Y? Do you find anything that it's not compatible with? And where would you rate that compatibility on a scale from 0 to 10? 10 being that it would be like, pretty much good in everything you've seen so far and everything that you can project it being in the future, and then anything in between that.
It works well with most things. I think because it's like one of the most ultimate cleaners and what it does for longevity. Um, I mean, there's some. I did produce, I believe, a yellow belly O.F.Y. and it didn't. It wasn't anything spectacular. Looked just like a yellow belly, maybe a little brighter. I think that's just it. Is on a low end, you get a snake that looks like what its original trait was, just a little bit brighter. On
Okay.
on the opposite side, you get one that looks beyond the highest quality. You get one that a lot of them we would think were desert ghosts. So sometimes you'll get one like say a lesser that you're like, wow, is that a lesser desert ghost or a desert?
Gotcha.
You
Okay. So what
the
number would
desert
you lay
more
on it?
viable than the desert ghost. So
Yeah, I think it would be, from what you're showing, it doesn't fade out or anything. It holds a lot of
Right.
contrast with that
I
cleanness.
agree.
So that's
mhm.
beautiful to me. What was your number though for the project compatibility?
I would say probably like a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you do start releasing these, I feel like any new mutation should default to a 10 on life expectancy of demand. I mean, not every new mutation, of course, but where do you think? Where one would equal a year. So, do you think it's going to be a 10 plus year demand, or do you think that it may kind of people will get them in their collections pretty fast, and then that demand may kind of stutter off a little until new things are made? What kind of number would you put on that?
Ah, well, I mean, I guess you could probably just put a 6 because I'd say it's somewhere between 5 and 7 years once people start making them because it's like basically a like lace, let's say. I think this does more than lace does. Um,
Okay,
but if you look at
hot
lace,
take.
lace comes on strong, and then after like 5 years, it dies off. I think the problem is you're going to have the people that, like I said, they want to make just the prettiest snakes, period, that stay
Yep.
pretty for the longevity. Then you're going to get other people that the new shiny penny is out and they're going to forget. And yeah, I think for the people that want to make clean snakes and get known for that, it will stay very strong. And yeah, but a lot of people will probably just go for the shiny penny, go with what's new, and then maybe put it in there later.
Okay. Yeah, and I understand that too, especially with incomplete dominance. I feel like that's a fair assessment. Importance of this mutation in your breeding plans on a scale from 1 to 10 going forward over the next five
Oh,
years.
10. I'm putting it in everything. I've got puzzles. I've got, like, you name it. I'm starting to put it in everything.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Now we're gonna get through the last two really quick. Genetic health and durability of the mutation. Um, is it a is it a snake that gets really big? Is it a snake that stays smaller? Is it an average size snake? Now that's just a direct question that I'm curious about, but you actually have to rate the genetic health and durability on a scale from 1 to 10. If it has no issues that you've seen, obviously defaults to a 10.
No, see, I would have given it a 5 because there was no problems. No, every single, they breed, lay eggs. Mom, like I said, was over 10 pounds. She was over
Oh
5,000 grams.
wow. Yeah,
She
big
had a
girl.
head. Everyone that saw her always commented how big her head was. A few of them have gotten pretty big, like 4,000 grams or so. Um, but like I said, with that being said, I feed them small rodents. So could somebody make 6,000 gram snakes with them? Possibly. The babies are usually over 100 grams out of the egg. They're
Nice.
big babies. Yeah. And um, yeah, I haven't had the only issues with breeding is um, when the incubation issues when it got to 95 in here. Other than that, yeah, I don't get lost eggs. Yeah, they go to term and hatch.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like you have to start them if they have no issues known at a 10 because that's perfect. And then if
Yeah,
something pops up over time, like say your
yeah,
female, say your viability of a super actually doesn't exist, then I feel like that would take it down to a 5, because you only get one mutation instead of both, copies available
yeah.
for you to work with. So, um, the last question is going to be, I actually had to redo it just now. But what's going to be the value of this mutation? And you don't have to tell us, you just have to base it on a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being lower, entry, and 10 being, $30,000 entry, so to say. So it'll be like in that range.
So, the thing about it is I sat on it for so long and shelved it and everything else. If I wanted to make a shitload of money, I would have sold it 10 years ago. And um, my biggest thing was I wanted to know as much about it as I could. I wanted to see how snakes lasted. I wanted to see what it did with some other mutations, and that was more important to me than trying to sell it for a lot of money. Like I told you, I actually, after the show, people can message me. I've got I got a bunch I can let go of, and all I'll tell you is some people would probably be surprised at a brand new gene going as cheap as I'll sell some for.
Hell yeah. So if y'all are in the chats, make sure you stay tuned because he will be showcasing some of those first time available animals tonight after we go through all of the animals to showcase this mutation and get you guys excited for it. And make sure you are sharing this out so that more people can get eyes on those animals if you maybe wouldn't be interested, just to get more people in here to learn about this mutation as well. I appreciate all of you out there and everybody watching this in the future, of course, because we do get more views on the replay gang. And even though we do, I appreciate everybody here live with us. So, why don't you grab out something to inspire us with, Randy? And give me that number real quick though on value. So was it like a 3, a 5, a
Yeah,
7,
like a 3 or 4. I mean, like I said, I'm
3?
not gonna. Yeah, I want to try to be fair with these. To me, more, I want to make sure if I'm going to sell somebody something at the right price that they're going to work with me on it and not screw the project over. I've already had that with Hatari, and
Okay.
uh, it sucks when you believe in something, you put all this time. I've got well over a decade in this, and then you get some asshat that wants to just come and just destroy everything you've worked on. So, yeah, to me, it's better to, like I said, be fair with people that Well, Will's getting some next week, so or no, in a few days. Yeah,
Okay.
actually, Will
Will's
just
Hella
got
Heat.
some. Yeah, he actually just got some, and he's getting some more. All right, I'm going to show you. This is
Ashley
actually
said she's
one of
gonna get
my.
some. We got a question. Do you
This?
think they may be Voltas because of the size?
No,
Or like sub-Saharan?
no, I don't think so.
No. Wow, let me get that enlarged here. Oh yeah, leopard lesser. And then it's got the O.F.Y. Is there anything else in there, or am I
This
wrong?
is a leopard lesser O.F.Y Hatari.
Okay, it's got the
It look
Hatari.
it looks Atari to me.
Wow, interesting.
So it works
We
really
are
well.
setting up a Hatari episode as well, so I'll get you on that one.
Um,
That was an incredible animal, though. And any questions that you have about the O.F.Y, Wayne?
I mean, he just showed it to me. I mean, Hatari's one of my most. I'm not gonna lie. Anybody that knows me out here knows that Hatari is one of my most favorite genes of all. As long as with Shurg and both of those together are phenomenal. There ain't nothing like those two genes or granites together. There ain't nothing
Very
like it.
interesting. So what is
so this,
that?
where's so if you look at this, it's hard to tell because, like I said, with the camera, but for as bright as this thing is, you get all the darks on top. Um, but like I said,
Is
you
that
can
just a
tell.
Hatari version?
No, this is
What
actually
is it?
this is O.F.Y hat puzzle.
Oh, okay. So that's a single gene het puzzle. All right.
Yeah,
So interesting.
but
It's
like I
got a
said,
lot of color influence for a single. I mean, het
yeah.
puzzle isn't known to throw that much color influence. Reduction in the alien heads too. I can see exactly why you thought it was kind of like a fire and why you ruled that out initially.
So this is what happens when you mix black pastel into it.
Mm. Have you seen that before, Wayne?
Mm,
No,
I haven't seen that. No.
no, people
Wow.
haven't because I just hatched this like
Oh, okay.
recently. This is
World
the first
first.
Look at
first
that.
one.
Hey, it's a new mutation. We can say it. World first.
And then see, remember how I said how clean the stripe gets? So,
Yeah, it lightens it up a lot.
um, let's see, where is?
So make sure you guys are using your 65% off code for your label at Redline Shipping. That is a
Oh, there you
beautiful
go. That's
animal.
So,
nice.
Get
if
that
you
banner
see
out of here.
how yellow this is, and then how black
Yeah.
the blacks
Is that a
are,
Batman?
this is an O.F.Y Batman.
That's
Yeah.
legit. That's
That
legit.
is sick. So clean. It almost has a nice gradients of color from the top to the bottom with that white line, like you're saying, like the eraser line. You could see it
But
super clearly.
see how it also what it does to the pattern for like the keyholes. So it does do a little bit with the pattern as well.
Yeah, what would you describe that as in your own words?
Bitchin'.
Hey, that's fair enough. What's good, Alan and Tiffany? You joined at the snake show off, so that's perfect. And if you didn't know, these are the project primers. Sorry to cut you off, Randy, but
No, you're fine.
boom. Animals
So
that build this project.
So same thing. This one's very light and clean. Look at the head, how clean it is. You get some of the bright. This is a fire spot nose O.F.Y clown.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I like that. It had a lot more contrast to it than a fire clown. I knew it was a spot nose clown with the O.F.Y, and I was like, I was trying to think, but it almost looked. The interaction was a lot stronger. It looked more like a red head, almost fuzziness to the pattern edges. What do you got there?
This is a GHI butter O.F.Y.
Now,
So
do you have a GHI butter comparison that you can show us?
I don't.
A lot of
But
drips
same
off of
thing.
that stripe.
Very clean stripe down at the tail. So they usually, like you can see, it's all broken up on the dorsal until it gets to the tail. But the thing about it is, again, if I had a better camera, you would see this looks like it would be possibly a desert ghost.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
clean.
it definitely is
That is
clean.
clean. Yeah.
And one thing I
It's
noticed about the O.F.Y specifically is it likes to, and I like this trait specifically about the Mario mutation is the O.F.Y pushes those keyholes up higher towards that like muscle line towards the dorsal in the alien head, and it pinches them. It kind of squeezes them.
Yeah. So
Let me know when you want to get into pulling out like the real crazy stuff. We're already there. It looks like it.
yeah.
well, this here is the original Fire O.F.Y clown, proven breeder girl. So
Mm.
you can see this is as brown as she gets. This is, if you could see her head, it's orange, yellowy orange, and yeah, still looks amazing for a big proven breeder girl. You can
I
see
tilt my head at this comment, Will. Sahara Line DG. I have to look that up. I've never heard that. Just desert for incomplete dominant. Sahara Line DG. Comment where that was from. But that is a beautiful original animal. I mean, it had a lot more drag to the pattern on the sides, more mashing together, and less separation of the alien heads, too.
There you go.
Whoa, what is that? Mojave? Phantom?
cinnamon cypress O.F.Y.
That
Cinnamon.
is dope.
Wow.
I like that.
That tricked me. I mean, I feel like that would trick a lot of people. It looked almost more phantomish. Cinnamon Cypress O.F.Y.
I love
Wow.
Cypress Hill, man. Fuck.
I do. That actually, the O.F.Y took a lot of the color. Well, the cinnamon actually took a lot of the color out of the cypress. O.F.Y just brightened it all up.
Yeah, it's a lot brighter, but this is also a breeder female. So same thing. It's not one that lost that color after adolescence.
Yeah, I would love to see that animal as a baby. I'm sure it had a little bit more color, but not much because of the cinnamon. What are you thinking is the best interaction that you're seeing so far, Wayne?
I'm thinking of many things that I could put that to.
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
not
Tell
the
us this. All right. Look at that beautiful
This is
snake. Is that a
vanilla,
cream?
vanilla O.F.Y. No fire.
No fire, huh? Let's see more of that.
Because if it had fire, you wouldn't have the aliens like this. It would
That
be
looks
more.
Yeah,
allelic, though.
that's cool.
That looks super allelic. There's pastel on that?
Man, I couldn't imagine how clean that is. What Because badgers clean as well. How clean
they
that
have pastel as well.
I couldn't
Okay,
even.
it is pastel. But didn't that look kind of like a super vanilla almost interaction, like the ALS? Because super vanillas have that cream color, but they still have more alien head pattern.
Right.
Wow. All right, hold on. I'm gonna cut you off here because we are already getting into the main exhibit. So,
The
all
main
right.
exhibit.
Look at this thing. This definitely sets off the main exhibit. I mean, that's incredible. I love leopard and lesser and stuff, but go ahead, give us the breakdown.
This is a lesser leopard O.F.Y het clown.
From what I do know of Randy is he loves lesser and leopard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
just what I have. A lot of these
and why
projects
not? Because
came
I
in.
love lesser and leopard.
Yeah, and it's because of the webby pattern that it creates, just like pastel and leopard back in the day, the paleo when it was first introduced. It's like that was the coolest thing because it was the first ball python that really had that electric kind of lightning web pattern to it.
Then just throw some lace into that, man, and man, we're going.
Heck yeah.
So this would be your leopard O.F.Y.
Okay.
I
So
like
you see
that.
how the keyholes, the way they oblong them, make them really
Yeah, yeah.
large.
You see how
You
in that
cleaner on
angle
the
right
belly.
there, I'm sorry, on that angle right there, you really show the muscle line with the shadow, and you can really see how those keyholes are pushed up right on that
A
muscle
lot.
line, like I
Yeah.
was saying.
So
But
this
yeah, I
one
love that.
actually, yeah, this one I think is going to Will um, Tuesday.
I agree, David. Definitely works great in leopard. That's one of my favorites to see it in so far. That and the spot nose was really interesting too. But that was clowns. Those both were clowns.
Yeah, the clowns are sick.
Let me see here on my question sheet. Did you notice any like variability in the quality of the O.F.Ys? Like, do you see like high expression, low expression at all?
Um, yeah, there's definitely one that I would have imagined would have been brighter. But I think that goes from clutch to clutch with the other parent.
Okay.
So, like if you have two different, you're bringing one male to two different females. If one's a higher quality of that gene, I think you're going to get that showing in the offspring.
For sure. It's just basically picking up those little other mutations that are more so polygenic.
So all the lesser and stuff you're using, Randy, are you using any of the citrus stuff or the what's the other one? Gosh darn it. Why can't I think of it right now? I just had a brain fart. Shit.
I hate when that happens. I'll cut you off. I'll cut you off and let
It's
you
all
think
good.
about it.
Oh, the platinum lesser. That's it. The platinum lesser
Oh,
and
the
the
Platy Daddy.
citrus.
Yeah, the Het
No, I got
Yeah.
Daddy.
rid of platy daddies.
Okay. I was just wondering. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah, I
think I
love
have
Het
some
Daddy stuff,
platy.
but
I think I have some platy in my puzzle, possibly. But
it's
so
so
this
old
here,
school.
so come on, work with me here. If you look at like her neck, you can still see how it's so clean.
Yeah.
She's still very light. The
The
creamier
belly
on the
is really
belly.
clean.
Here's where you have that granity type band. So again, this girl is. Let me see if I can corral her here.
That another single gene with pets.
That's a fire, so she's almost
Oh,
3,000
okay.
grams. She won't sit still on the empty scale. But yeah, 3,000 gram proven breeder fire O.F.Y, and I think she's like 7 years old, something like that. Still looking good.
Looking great. Yeah,
I
looks
think this
great.
one's going to Will as well.
I think the biggest thing that jumps
Actually,
out to me in these
that's actually
animals that
like a
you're
green.
showing. What's that?
This is actually like a greenish hue.
Oh, okay, coming
Like I
through.
said,
Kind of like that
I gotta
inchy
buy a
green.
better camera.
The one thing that jumps out to me the most about the fire O.F.Y combination as an adult, especially at 7 years of age, is that the contrast and the negative spacing of those blacks, it really hasn't faded. And like any fire you look at as it ages, that black almost tans more to like it just kind of lightens up. It just kind of
Well,
lightens up a little bit and turns
I
more
want to
kind
see
of
how
rustic.
the the cinnamon
See, there would
goes
be
as it gets older. Like my
just
neon, how it
plain
just went.
O.F.Y clown. So if you look, you'd see how it is. It's got the cleanliness on the belly. Um,
You said just
still,
O.F.Y clown?
this is just an O.F.Y clown.
Okay.
How's the head stamp?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get her.
Yeah, it has the 3 dots real prominently.
Oh,
Nothing too different, just prominent, like in the head.
yeah.
The body is a lot different, a lot cleaner, a lot brighter, and more furry, almost like almost, I don't know how to say it. So, what's the most valuable quality of this morph to you outside of its brightening? Because I do notice that is probably your most valuable quality.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, like I said, I'm still playing with it. It's still a lot newer. Um, Hopefully, we'll see as soon as next season when I make the first O.F.Y puzzles with it.
That's what I want to see, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I've still got a lot to go with it, but I'm putting it into the darker genes. I really like what it's doing. It's really showing off where it has more of that desert ghost appearance. So,
Okay.
yeah, you know what? Unfortunately,
In
I'm sitting
I
on my
I would like
computer,
to
so I can look at my breeding plan and tell you what I'm breeding them to.
I would like to see that in my like Cypress Stranger inchy pied shit.
Dang.
Have
What
nothing in mind. Um, I actually, you know what? So to tell you the truth, it's still newer enough that, in the way I shelved it, the only recessives I have it in now hypo, clown, puzzle, and that's it. I think I'm gonna
Okay.
breed. I'm gonna breed some exanthic DG clown stuff to one this season probably.
From what I'm
Okay.
seeing, I think those could be really high pattern pied.
It probably could. I don't. Well,
What could it, what could it change about the pied? I don't know, but I feel like it would throw more high pattern than high white. Just
yeah, and
because
I
it
do
really likes
have.
to fatten things up.
I love pied, so I would definitely that'd be the
Yeah,
first thing I put into it.
I do have an inchy yellow belly pied het ultramel or het lavender that I just put up for sale. I
Mm.
could always keep it and breed some that.
Lavender would be interesting to see
That
this
would be
in.
Yeah.
that would
Really
be interesting, right?
interesting
I wonder,
Right.
with
now
the
that you talk
purples
about
and
it,
everything.
yeah, I wonder how it would darken it up.
Man, and hold that coloration more so. That's what I'd be interested in because it's so bright as it ages, but it's so colorful. That's an interesting one.
Look,
So
I've
I had
got,
one question that I felt was interesting. Hong, what were you gonna say?
no, go ahead.
What percentages do you see of the O.F.Y overtaking your clutches? Is it a higher percentage, an average percentage, or a lower percentage?
Oh, it's a higher percentage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more comparable to like a dominance, like a pinstriping clutches or.
Well, that's why I'm kind of almost wondering if the Super just looks like the standard O.F.Y. Um,
Okay.
it's hard to say. I mean, I bred double het black axanthic pied to double het black axanthic pied. The first clutch of 9 eggs was 7 pieds, 2 normals. The very next clutch out of this exact same pairing was like 9 snakes again. There was 2 black axanthic, 2 pied, and everything else was normal. So, I mean, if you would have gone off that first clutch, I was like, are they really het black axanthic 9 snakes and I didn't hit a single one? Um, and at the same time, I've had snakes that I paired that had like 9 genes and I hit a normal. So um, it's hard to say if I just got unlucky with the Super, or like I said, they could just make a crap load. I do see more, even on the O.F.Y to non. I see a lot of O.F.Ys.
Gotcha. And that's always good to know too, I feel, for people, because if they're really looking to hit that on a lot of the combos, like say you breed it to something with 5 genes in it and you get a bunch of different mixtures of combos, you know that you're likely going to get a good mixture with the O.F.Y involved as well. And you're not going to be fishing for those couple that may have it, and it
Yeah,
may make it easier, it may make it more difficult if you're getting a higher percentage and they all kind of look like they have it as well. So who knows, depending what you're breeding on, if it'll benefit you in that way or not, but it will benefit the outcome of those offspring, that's for sure, from what we're seeing. What have you tested this against anything with shed testing?
well, like I said, I've sent almost every single animal shed to RGI, and
Mm-hmm.
he's working on mapping it and finding out where it's at.
So they likely tested it against a panel before trying to map it
Oh yeah,
then.
yeah, they've
Yeah.
had a panel on a few of them. Yeah,
Okay,
because
so
there's
that's really good to know.
yeah, like I don't think it works. Well, yeah, see, once again, it. I have some banana GHI clown stuff over there that's got O.F.Y in it. I don't
Okay.
know. I have no idea what it is. I cannot
Definitely
tell.
love to see that stuff for
It,
sure.
it just looks like it's basically like a hypo snake. It's so light that I don't want to say that it's
Yeah.
in there. I don't want to say it's not in there. And
Now, at this point, do you still have any suspicion that it is on the same locust as any other mutations in a complex?
uh, no, not really, because I haven't seen anything that's given me.
All right, let's get this. Whoa. I like
But
that
see, I mean,
bottom
they're
one.
super
Yeah, I like.
clean.
Yeah.
That's like I would
Can
say
we
it
get the
almost
one in the
looks.
back closer? Switch them. Oh, yeah, there's the pattern.
Yeah, it's this one's very light. So let me see
There had to have been fire involved as well, you think?
the lighter one is a GHI Mojave Banana Fire Clown
Okay, I thought it was like butter or
possible
something, Mojave something. Yeah.
OFY, and then the darker one, the original one you looked at was a GHI Mojave Banana, um, possible OFY
Excuse me.
clown. So
Possible O.F.Y. Pos Het Clown, you said?
yeah, let's
Okay.
see.
Can we
Nice.
get him up again, or are you grabbing something else?
No, I'm grabbing.
Can I see the dark one again before you grab another one? Because I just want to see the
Oh,
pattern
real
a little
quick, I
bit
got this
better
one.
with the GA.
So this
Okay.
is butter inchy, and like if you could see it in person, this thing is so bright. But and like I said, you can see how clean it is.
It's got a lot of nice color for sure.
All right.
Have you worked it into any xanthic stuff? We have a comment.
No.
Well, he said he didn't have it in the recessive yet. You weren't listening, Nick. Oh yeah, look at that. I love the gray bar in between the patterning along the lower half of the body.
Yeah. And then this one, it's a little.
Oh, weird head stamp, like almost a skull.
Come on.
The bottom one is like almost a skull.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you there. Now you're on screen too.
So yeah, I mean some of it, and that's why I wanted to go with genetic testing for one. Is I want to make sure what I'm selling. My original plan is if I could have had it before I started selling it, I was going to sell them with the genetic testing already done. But I mean, that's why, like, even through this, like, I've tried to be, 100% completely honest. I'm not going to try to sell somebody something with the false pretenses that it's going to change the world.
Right.
It is what it is. If people want to make quality or if they're happy making mediocre, that's up to them.
For sure, for sure. So I know there may be some people waiting, but there will be many people watching after this. And you did want to make a debut with a few animals for sale tonight to showcase them. So if you want to go ahead and select a few just to show off, and it's up to you if you want to give out prices or wait for people to reach out to you. But here it goes, everybody. First available O.F.Ys.
So this is a Fire Lesser O.F.Y Hatari.
Ooh, with the Hatari
And
too.
yeah,
Yep.
like I said, look at that stripe. Look how clean that
That's
thing is.
beautiful. I love that.
I think that O.F.Y Clown I showed earlier, I think I'll sell that one too.
Which one?
That original clown.
The O.F.Y clown just by
Yeah.
itself, that one was really interesting, honestly. The pattern just seemed like one big block a long way through the body with only few breaks. That's kind of what I was getting at.
So this is a male. Same thing. You can see that the stripe. Um, this one
For a
is
pastel,
a
that thing is incredible.
Yeah.
yeah, very very clean.
Like I can
Uh,
see the comparison to a desert or a DG in the pastel stuff for sure.
yeah.
But it doesn't fade as it ages. That's one of the biggest keys for me. I think that's the biggest detail for me.
Well, wouldn't that
The
be nice?
blacks stay
Whatever you put it
black.
with it, and it changes that for all the stuff it browns out.
Yeah.
So this is a super fire.
Still
It's hard
love
to
you,
tell,
Nick.
but
Even though
yeah,
you
it's
thumbs down. What? Sorry.
very. This is a super fire O.F.Y. You can like. There's still the pattern, the little bits of orange.
But it lightened it out a whole ton.
They're like a desert tan on this animal.
Yeah. Because I have a super fire in my rack. She's just a super fire clown with some other mutations, spot nose, red stripe, yellow belly. But, her yellow splotches are much more prominent than that for sure. Do you think that it faded them more, is what you're
Oh
saying?
yeah, it was definitely light and creamy to start with. So this is just a plain fire O.F.Y. So same thing, you get the pattern, the darkness, that
Yeah, I
head
love the
stamp.
contrast. We got a request for the honorable mentions after you show off some of these available animals. Will's Hella Heat wants to see that red stripe Hatari. Oh my god, that is his favorite.
Wait, red stripe Hatari? Oh.
Yeah, that's what he said.
All right, I'll pull a couple out. Hold on.
So I guess we're just gonna go ahead and call this the honorable mentions. If he throws some Atari in there as well, that's fine. But we are gonna open up the floor and go ahead and see anything that he wants to show us in his top projects. Woo!
So
That's a big one too.
So I've got one of them is actually breeding the Fire O.F.Y clown. The other one is breeding a DG clown het VPI.
Okay.
Happy Easter, anybody that joined late.
Here's the male O.F.Y fire clown.
I like that a lot. I really do. I like how the dorsal patterning chopping in from the sides. It's so chopped up. Lack of term.
All right, so let's see.
So drop your favorite trait of the O.F.Y in the comments down below. And I know I'm gonna have to have Randy back on the Lester episode as well. What do you got there?
So this is a
Looks like a puzzle.
Huffman yellow belly hypo puzzle.
That's exactly what I would call it because it looks just like mine.
I want you to watch the episode again, Nick. Tisk tisk. I didn't say no recessives.
That's awesome, Randy. You're the only other guy who knows that does Huffman in the puzzle besides me.
Yeah, Huffman is amazing. Jeremy Bowd has a lot of Huffman. I'm not sure if he's got it into the puzzle yet, but he's the only other one that I know working it into
I know I
some
like it a
really
lot.
deep, cool stuff. Huffman, it gives you a whole different variation in that 8-ball complex, you know?
And with the hypo, it just brings out the oranges so much that much more.
That is nice, bro. That's real
That's
nice.
another
Can we
one
get
for
that
Will.
closer? Super red stripe?
So this is a Cypress
Stranger?
red stripe yellow belly puzzle.
What?
Oh, wow.
Cypress red stripe yellow belly puzzle. What the heck?
Told you he has some
And
shit.
that was tested puzzle? I mean, that thing
Yep.
was insane. I would never guess puzzle. I would definitely have to test it. But if it came out of a clutch where that's all it could be, I would be like, well, it could only be that.
I'm trying not to get bit here.
Yeah. Hold on, turn it to where the curved. Yeah, there you go.
So this one is a Stranger red stripe Cypress puzzle.
Okay. And is that from a different clutch than the last one?
No, actually same clutch.
Did you say the last one had Stranger?
No, it did not.
Oh. I think that's what I was so messed up by. I think they both do. That's just my thought, though.
Well,
There's no test for Stranger.
I would have Cypress Stranger puzzle too, but back then when I got from John Dyer, it ended up dying. But
Dang.
I do have Stranger.
Dang. Look
Stranger
at
puzzles.
that.
Yeah, that's
You have
dope.
Stranger what puzzles?
Yeah, I have Stranger puzzles. Yeah.
All right. You don't even have to tell us the genetics on that one. That'll be a secret.
You don't want to know what that one was?
I do,
I do.
of course. But I was just saying you can keep your secret.
Pastel Cypress Stranger puzzle.
Okay.
Wow.
I wondered if that's exactly what that was.
That was amazing. Like,
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
best looking puzzles that I've ever seen. And that's hard to say with everything coming out lately.
I told
That
you he
is
has some killer.
wicked.
Yeah,
That's
he's got
like a
some nice stuff.
matrix. That almost looks like a blood python, ball python mixed.
So that
Nice,
is
Will.
super pastel blackhead sugar leopard puzzle.
Yeah, it had that stranger look to it.
So, same thing, just take out leopard and add cinnamon.
Okay.
Oh wow,
I
so
can
it
see
blew
that.
it out a
I can
lot
see
more.
that.
Yeah, with the cinnamon.
Yep. I can see that.
I just wish you could see the colors of what they really are.
Well, whatever ones you really want us to see, all you gotta do is post pictures for everybody that's watching the show to go to your page and look at and give yourself a plug. Dark Cloud Reptiles on Instagram.
Yep.
Is there anywhere else that they can check you out, Randy? What's the best places they can find you and your availability?
Instagram's the best.
Oh, look at that. We all know. Is that black pastel red stripe?
Looks Wookie. Stranger or Wookie.
Well, my color over here is like sucks. Really, it's really.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
this is very orange. Like,
That's why I said it looks Wookie because it's so reduced and so orange. Is it? And it's got the ringer. Is it Wookie in there?
black pastel, red stripe, Wookiee, stranger, yellow belly.
Well, okay, that's dope. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Black pastel, red stripe, Wookie. Yep.
okay, okay.
That's
I don't
freaking
have a. I
sick.
don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of Wookiee, man. So I mean, I don't. So, but I knew the black pastel and red stripe right off the bat, and puzzle.
It reminded me right away of the Kraken stuff and the deeper Kraken stuff that I've been seeing and behind scenes at camps.
It's stranger,
Leopard,
leopard.
Cypress? No.
It's hard to see
Stranger
it.
leopard, cinnamon.
So this is a pastel. Oh, okay, it does have leopard. Pastel leopard blackhead sugar puzzle.
Okay, okay.
What?
That's crazy.
How is it so reduced though?
I know that's what I'm saying, but I mean,
That's
All
what
right,
didn't make sense to me. Is it was the reduction of it?
So
What was the pairing the last one came from? Can you tell me that?
no, because unfortunately, since you're on my computer, I can't look up my chart with having.
No worries.
oh look at that. That's my style.
The stripies.
Yeah, it doesn't want to come out unless it's going to bite me.
Now, hypo.
So this,
What's colored? What's changing the color on it?
so that is a leopard spot nose orange dream hypo puzzle.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was actually produced by Barry. You were talking about Barry earlier.
Yeah.
It's always hard. I look at them all the time, so I don't ever think I have anything like really super cool. Because I'm always looking.
Because I'll look at my racks and I'm like, what do I want to take pictures of? And I'm like, everything but nothing at the same time because I feel like I've shown a good amount, but then you just got to put it out there because people just haven't seen these things.
So this is a Hypo Mojave Mandarin het puzzle that I got from Jamie over at Rising Phoenix. I have this one, and then
That's a powerhouse.
one I got from Will that he got.
Shout out to
from
Jamie.
which is just the Hypo Mandarin het puzzle. Does not have the Mojave. These two boys, I should have a lot of Mandarin and Super Mandarin puzzles this year, I hope. Let me see. The other thing I'll show you guys a couple more of. Let's see.
I'm hoping to have lavender puzzles.
Yeah, that's going to be a real nice one. I also believe. My buddy, he's just started working on Rainbow Puzzle. Ooh.
That's cool. That's cool.
That's really cool. I like how they're like little ropes of alien heads.
Okay, so this one here is a black pastel cypress yellow belly Hatari.
Mm.
And that one's actually being paired with a Ultramel het puzzle.
Seeing that in an Ultramel puzzle version is going to be insane.
Yeah, I have a visual Ultramil puzzle boy
Is
and
that
girl,
just
but the girl is not. It's going to take forever. So the boy, I'm going to have to just make all kinds of badass heads with.
is that black pastel Hatari?
So this one's a black pastel orange dream Hatari.
Oh, with the
And
orange dream.
yeah, and that's getting bred to a fire cinnamon leopard grail.
It might be the same guy. Well, it might be a different guy. Probably a different guy, but people work on all the same projects, you know.
What?
He said he knows a guy working Rainbow and Monarch puzzle.
Oh, right on.
Look at that. That's so beautiful. Super Hatari, the lesser,
Nope.
right?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Wow, what is that then? Leopard.
So this one is a pastel leopard lesser Hatari.
Okay,
Atari
just the
or
pastel
Hitari?
leopard. That's what did it. Hatari.
Okay.
It looks almost super because the paleo interaction, because pastel leopard wants to web it all out, and then you get the lesser also interacting in the same way, and then the Hitari just kind of whacking it up. Hitari is just an incredible mutation that I feel is underexposed.
Man, I'm telling you right now, especially when you put it with like, I'm telling you, I've made some phenomenal animals nobody in the world's made with it. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
And we were speaking about that earlier, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say it right now. I said I think last episode or the episode before that, where it's like the top high expression granites nowadays, and we were talking earlier, and Hatari's up there. Hatari is in the top three as far as my opinion goes. You got the Bambino stuff, you got the Shurg and the Malice kind of tied in there second place, and then the Hatari really kind of takes that third spot for me now.
Yeah, I mean, I love Hitari, and I mean, it's the first one I got before I got any other granite. So I
Look
mean,
at those things.
yeah, they're cool.
So these are the Ultramel Hataris.
But they're
And if you
sick.
get to see how bright this is, like I said, my cameras are doing it no justice, but yeah.
Way
I
cool.
definitely get a great representation of how they look in person. We all know if we try to take pictures of snakes, we all kind of know what the camera does to wash out the saturation in these animals. So if you see it and you think it's beautiful here on screen, just wait till you go to a
Oh
local
yeah,
reptile
yeah.
show and see something like that in person
In
for the first
person, yeah,
time. And if you are new to this entire industry and watching something like this for the first time, or you're a newer keeper, there's a whole world that's unfolding, and I'm excited for you.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I had one other I was going to show you, but now I don't know where it's at, so I guess not.
Ashley has seen a lot of those in person, I guess. She said they are so bright in person.
Well, I took the one of them, the female, to Tinley last month, so
Okay.
Okay,
it was
nice.
sitting at the table. Yeah.
And then Infinite Reptiles, he said he's working on VPI Clown Hatari stuff. That would
Nice.
be really cool. If you have enough to get on and show it off and showcase for the Hatari episode, hit me up on Instagram, and I'll put you on that episode list. So,
You know,
so
I think the problem with the Hatari is the fact that, like we mentioned earlier about how, you work a project and it only takes one asshat to ruin it. And I think that was the problem is when all the Hataris that were being on Morph Market were fake. They weren't real Hataris. And so the thing about it was, I tried telling the guy that it also had a granite attached to it. He didn't want to listen to me.
Yeah,
Um,
making it higher expression at the beginning.
he no, it actually he was calling granites Hataris, and like
Okay.
I remember one gentleman that bought a Atari from him, and we were at a Tinley, and I said, no, I said, it's not a Atari. I go, I don't even think that's a Hatari. And Brittany Gobble was walking around. I called her over, and she looked at it, and she's like, oh my God. She's like, that's not even a Hatari. And then she found out it was his, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And he's like, no, it is what it is,
Good
you
luck.
know? Yeah, hopefully the shed test will be done soon. I know they were working on it. I talked to Sean at Tinley, and he said talk to Benson that he is pretty close to it. So that's going to help get rid of all those. Because I did see someone posted a Hatari clown, and I'm like, no, I haven't made one yet because all mine were females at first. But yeah,
I've been
I
trying to
don't.
hit one. I've been trying to hit one. I haven't hit one yet.
Well, you haven't even shared your Hatari stuff with me, and you got your Hatari from me.
I got one from you. I got one. Yeah, I got the one from you, and then it when we had that conversation, I put it on the I still have that, by the way, in my rack as one of my most favorite snakes in the whole wide world, just to let you know. But I don't breed him that much. Um, Due to the fact is, all the Hatari shit that was going on out there. So I kind of put Hatari on the back burner when all that stuff was going on. And I was
Well,
like,
A lot of
you need
mutations suffer
to
that,
get.
you
there
know.
was so
Yeah.
much stuff going on with the Hatari and stuff in there, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna back out of it for a little while, and I'm gonna go focus on some other stuff, and then it was just sitting there, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just start putting it into some stuff and Randy, I'm more than glad to share some stuff with you, bro.
No, I
And,
want to see
and I
pictures.
have not I have not
Yeah.
really sold anything from that side of it. Um, Honestly,
No,
most of
I
it
just
I've
want
used
to see what
from
they look like.
Chris on who we know who Chris Davenport is, and I ended up getting some through him through a package deal, and then kept it all, and then sold the rest, and then just kind of built it from there. But I've never
Yeah, I'd
really
make
made
sure the ones you got from him, I'd make sure that they are actually Hataris. And
well.
if you're selling them, I would make sure that you make sure before you sell them. But
So
I just want
I
to see
know I do know which ones are Hatari because I learned yours because of having it for so long, and then watching all your stuff, Brittany Gobble's stuff, just everybody's stuff. Um, so within saying that, I knew exactly which ones are and which ones weren't.
right.
So and like I said, I only sell the things that I know for a fact are. And honestly, bro, I mean, I just recently started getting rid of Hatari. I've only probably sold in the whole time of doing it, on a serious note, maybe 6, and that's here in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, I want to see your holdbacks. I don't want to see what you're selling.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll show you,
Selling, I
bro.
probably
I will
already
show you.
have. Like,
I will show you some
I want to
holdbacks,
see
bro.
the crazy stuff so it helps me to go with what direction I want to go.
I will show you.
Yeah.
That's
You
what
and
I
You'll
I
hook
want.
will
them
have
up
to.
too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
You'll hook them
yes.
up too, right?
Yes, I will. I told
No,
him I would back
I just
then.
want to see it. And that's the thing is people don't understand is like the more stuff that people make, the more it helps a project. If I see something,
Inspiration.
yeah, like
Yes.
when I was telling you about the O.F.Y and telling you exactly what I've seen, you know, I'm not going to tell you, oh, it works great with something that I know it works shit with. Like, if you look at Will, me and Will were talking, and he was like, here's what I could breed to it. And, you know, I want him to breed stuff I haven't. I mean, that's what furthers projects. I mean,
Exactly.
people that try to pigeonhole information, it's, like a lot of people have heard me say, like with Justin, I don't respect him for a single animal he's made. I respect him for the man he is, that he figures out stuff and he shares it with the world.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I don't want anyone respecting me for anything I made. I put two snakes together. They fucked. Wow.
No, yeah, the snakes, the productions, like they hype themselves. They create their own foundations, and the person behind it is the lucky person who had the inspiration to make the pairing, and
Yeah.
and then if you're the person innovating the most, that's how you become someone that's looked up to. It's not And it's not because of the animals that you're always hitting, it's because of your mindset, of your passion, of your inspiration and your intuition to even go that direction. And I feel like a lot of us are taking our own chances in a lot of different directions outside of clown, which has been the staple, for everybody's collections for the past 20 years. And we're about to see a whole new level of stuff unfold as far as these combos and these other recessives and these other super homozygous form, incomplete dominance, and ALS combos that we haven't seen yet.
It's never gonna stop, man. It's never gonna stop. It's just like every time you look, there's something new. It doesn't matter, you
and
know.
and we're already at a point where we have like 140 to 200 mutations, like solid individual base mutations that have no controversy around them if they're similar to anything else through shed testing or anything like that. And every time a new mutation is added to that pool, it's like the number just increases by like millions for the potential of combos that could be created just for one that's added every time now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
So, what are your reflections, Wayne, on the O.F.Y? Give us your take out, your
man,
take off.
I mean, bro, it's like the Hitare, bro. On a serious note, it's I think it's a need be. I mean, look what it does. The brightens. It's so clean, and like he says, and man, it's DG-ish. I mean, you put it in with something like, you know, those other genes out there that clean stuff up. You know, like I said, Jaguar, man. I can't even imagine what that would look like in Jaguar. On a serious
Yeah,
note,
that's
or my neon. Oh my God! I'm
oh
like,
double stack.
dude, I'm telling you, I'm like, what the world? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, I mean, I think it is gonna be something that people are gonna need to to keep the brightness and to keep the age of the brightness going. You know, you don't want your, like he says, who wants your snakes to be so beautiful when you make them, and then a year later they're all browned out and they look like crap? I mean, I don't. That's what I focus on. I really do. I focus on trying to make that snake when it gets older to look great. You know what I mean? It's just like that puzzle I showed. You know, the banana lesser. You know, the first one in the world that I was ever made, like 8 years ago. Whenever I made it, I can't remember. But you look at it now, man, this thing is phenomenal. It looks better than when it was born. So I'm just like, that's what I look for, is to try to make things that the older they get, they just keep looking better.
The
I
crazy thing
agree.
about it is I have not put it in um, DG. I haven't put it. I've been very hesitant to put it into anything that I can't ID it in.
I
So
agree. I agree, bro.
yeah,
That's how I
as
am.
soon as there's a shed test, then that's one thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, what's it gonna do? I mean, you look at hypo and DG, what those two do together. Now if you already have a clean gene to start with, and then you put something like this that's an enhancer gene on it,
Right.
what's it gonna do? Is it gonna brighten it up a lot? It's hard to clean it more, but is it going to? Like,
And you don't have any visual hypo O.F.Ys yet, correct?
no, because I hadn't even worked at. Like I
So
said,
you're still waiting to see.
oh yeah, I just started breeding it again because I've been so busy with puzzle, and like I said, this wasn't something that I was looking at. Like, Oh my God, it's a cash cow. I'm gonna jump on it and just take all the money I could get while I can. But I mean, that's just me. I made a chimera snake, and you see those people put them up for sale all the time for $20,000, $30,000. I gave mine away. Like,
Make it public now for one animal because I know it's probably the biggest curiosity for a lot of people. And you said that it's a affordable, more so price for a newer mutation, but with the recessive included, where would you price the O.F.Y clown? And that was a
you know
male,
what?
right?
I don't know. No, I got some females.
Oh,
Um,
female.
yeah, I've got some female O.F.Y clowns, and see, and that's just it. Same thing. I got some other big O.F.Y clowns too, and I don't know. I got to figure it out as I talk to
Yeah,
people.
because
I'll kind
at
of
the
see where
same
I'm
time,
Well, just to put it out there, Randy, if you do have a female clown out there that's big and you don't plan on using it, let's talk. I really realistically don't need no more boys. I have enough boys that I could probably go on forever. Um, but females, but I'm honestly I'm not into growing anything up anymore. I just ain't doing
yeah, he's got some big females that are ready to go, it looked
you
like.
know
So definitely
yeah.
something to
So
reach out about if you're
for sure
interested.
we can talk off to the
I
side.
think the clown females I have that if I was to sell one of them, they want to go till next year. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
they're
still.
in 40
Well,
tubs, but yeah.
and
Well, I
value
mean,
there is different because of size too. It's not the same as a hatchling. So
right,
putting that
right,
out
yeah,
there
Yeah,
isn't going to be anything to really reflect towards.
right.
yeah, and that's a hard thing. I don't know where I'm going to price that because you know it's a brand new gene, so you would pay more for it, but I don't want to rape people. I don't want to bend them over the coals. So, yeah, I don't know. I got that's where I have the hard part trying to figure out what's fair.
Hell
I
yeah.
mean,
And
it,
I
it
feel like we all do.
yeah, that is the toughest part of the whole game when you're playing with, things and it's just like I don't even know, you see some things come out that are worth like, crazy money, and then you see other things that are just as cool that, aren't, worth the same,
People
and you're
just aren't
like,
asking the same. Yeah.
Right, so I mean, maybe the Eurogene is worth one of those ones that are up within the 20K or some shit. We just, it's all about, setting your market for your gene, and then holding your market for that gene with the people that you are dealing with. And that's kind of how you hold that market supposedly, but I don't
Having a
know.
marketing
It's
side
hard
is
for me because
important
I have
too.
several of these things, and honestly, man, I don't, you know, I hold it all back, and be like, I'll
It's
figure it out.
important.
I'll
It's
figure it
important
out,
to
man.
have a really good marketing plan,
Yeah,
though, because if you don't, you're not going to get the value if you're asking a lot like that. If you don't, if you're not pushing it out there and you don't have a bunch of different cool combos to inspire people to get the demand up, then the demand won't ever, demand a high value. And I feel like that's where a lot of people may find trouble valuing a new mutation is maybe they've put so much work into it behind the scenes and then they're going, well, let's sell it now, but they haven't actually showed it yet. And if you show what it does for years building up to that release, everybody, you pretty much, even on a more subtle mutation that does work a lot in combos, you still get the following of people who want to work that mutation over the time that you're showing those things off. So it's not always great. It's always usually better to, share things as you're working a project because it's marketing just by sharing your stuff.
true. But we also know it's when once you make that, it also helps when you make that wow factor. you make that wow snake that everybody's like, whoa, and
Yeah.
then
The demand is
and
whoop.
yeah, then it's instantly like
Then it's
wildfire.
30K.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, and that's where I'm saying like that kind of it's like a moral thing, like I only have this much demand, so I can only really ask this much. But maybe that mutation, in most people's eyes and bigger breeders' eyes, would be like, well, you should have asked more to start out. I would have asked more, but at the same time, it's like, well, maybe you didn't have as good of marketing and you didn't showcase it or spread it as well as the breeder saying that would have.
Right.
I think a
And it could
lot of
just be that simple.
Yeah, a lot of it is what you're going after. I mean, like, I don't want to throw shade on anyone, so I'll just say I remember opening up Morph Market one time, and one of the highest snakes, we'll just call it a Pluto, and
Okay, yeah.
yeah, they didn't show what the Super Pluto was. They were selling this snake for like I think it was $20,000, and I was like, cool, it's a yellow belly, for 20 grand. It's like,
Gotcha, yeah.
what what's the super? You're telling me it's got a super that you were going to sell the single version that looks like a yellow belly for 20 grand. And, I think, if this was 10 or 15 years ago, then yeah, maybe I would have done it a little different. But,
In a handful of mutations, something odd and different, yeah.
Right.
well, I went with fire first to rule fire out. Then I put it with yellow belly to see if it was anything in that complex. It
You had a
wasn't.
hello.
And then, hey, what's happening, Jamie? Um, I put it with lesser to see if it was anything in the blue-eyed complex. Um, I started doing all that because that was my first thing is wanting to tell people what it does. And um, like even like just through this, you guys talking about like say with Pied, how you thought it would be a busier Pied. I haven't even really thought about it because for me, that's where, like I said, I'm a little different than most. I'm not really looking at the dollar amount. If I was, I'd have all the recessives in it already to hold them back and have an army. But I know I was going to sell one to somebody a while back, and I told them, I said, look, I haven't done pied. I will give you 100%. You get pied. I will not breed a single thing to pied, so that they would have had the pied market.
Yeah,
Right.
And
that
and that's
direction,
where I
yep.
think I am right now is as I talk to people who want them, like Will, you know, I know I can trust Will. Will's a great guy. After what happened with the Hatari and watching that, um, and it's tough for me because I'm an asshole. I call people out if, yeah, I don't know. I don't play well with others. And, um, Will's a good dude. He's our relationship. I did something for him that I wasn't even thinking it was anything until he repaid it, and he's like, "What you did for me?" And I was like, "I sent you a snake, like whatever,
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, he's a good dude. So I've sent some with him, and I think any of these that I sell, it's going to be more of a partnership with them. Like, hey, here's the plan. I'm selling. If someone's getting a breeder, they're knowing they're getting a breeder, and they are not selling any of that clutch. Everything they're producing for them to hold back.
yep.
And and I think that's another thing with me not talking about prices because I think prices are going to be between me and that person because what that's going to do is that's going to allow them if something hits and they want to charge more, they can.
Yes, and and
Um,
I was gonna follow up and reiterate that same thing. If
I
something does get hit that blows the market
yeah
up, it's like that increases project value right
A
there.
hundred
I mean,
percent. A hundred
yeah
percent, man.
what
and
happened with spot nose? That's the best example. I bought a spot nose het clown 2 weeks before the spot nose clown hit. I bought that male for $100. Actually, I got it for $90 because I always work a deal at a show, and 2 weeks later, the spot-nosed clown came out, and that night I was like, let me go on Morph Market and find a female to see like what they're worth, what they're going for, and they were $1,500 for a male overnight, and the
Yeah.
females I think were like $3,000 at that point, and they
Right.
were 100 to 300. It was a zero on each one that they added just because of that one combination.
That's
And
crazy.
it's
Yeah.
one of the coolest combos that's ever been made in clown.
Yeah,
But
and
I
that
had that
does
intuition.
that's happened a lot. Vanillas, Gulf Coast couldn't give them away until somebody made a vanilla cream, and then
Oh
they were
Yeah.
wow.
hot. And like I said, I hope that's where this goes with something, but either way, the interaction that it does, I want it in everything. And if I have some lower expression ones, I'll get rid of them, and I'll end up keeping all high expressions in mind because you know a lot of my animals go to
Paint.
people as, and I want people that are buying pets to have something that they think is beautiful forever. And like I said, I mean, I don't know. I hear you can actually sell snakes for money. I very seldom do. Um, I trade a lot. A lot of my snakes they sell a lot cheaper than they're advertised. People talk to me. I'll tell you what I'll do, and I'll try to make a um, fair price. I mean, I get up at, depending, like if I'm doing 12s, I get up at 1 a.m. If not, I get up at 2:30. I go to work. I make a decent living. I don't need to screw people over to have my life. Like I tell
Right.
people, this
Right.
this building could all go away in a tornado or fire or anything. My life does not change. I mean, I don't like I don't need the money. That's why I like doing it like this. I don't have to try to find every angle or everything. And to me, the big thing about what the O.F.Y is, I can't make it into everything. My building is only so big, and I'm at capacity for the most part. I mean, I could still do a little more, but I don't want to. There's people out
Yeah.
there, they have stuff I don't have, and if I find they have something I want to see what it does, Will talked about rainbow. I'm like, yeah, no, I have no thoughts of putting rainbow in it. I mean, if he does, cool, but I don't. But either way, people will see it, and you're right. If I have 10 of them out there and I let them go to 10 people or 20 people, somebody might hit that combo I really want, um, and it'll help me decide which way I want to go. And or I might end up hitting the super. I've quit trying. Like I said,
Right.
I am definitely not a good businessman because I just let the stuff sit on my shelf. I got 200 breeder females roughly, or maybe more than that. I shoot for 35 to 40 clutches a year. So half my crap, I got puzzles I'm letting go of. Like I don't even breed them. I've had for like 3 years in a row female puzzles sitting.
Oh
I
Um,
wow.
almost gone to them because
my wife tells me all the time. She's like, "We're terrible at snake math." It's like,
why
you-
why do I want to have more clutches that number one I'm not able to handle them, so they're not going to get proper care because I don't have the space, I don't have the room, I don't have the time to take care of them, so the animals will get worse care. I'm going to have to discount them, and that means it's going to hurt the market even more. All these guys that they make 500 clutches and then they sell them at half price, like have 200 clutches and hold your price. Like you're going to make more money in the end between the feeding, the cleaning, everything else. I mean, yeah, it's just ignorant. I think when people start making these things, they logic goes out the window and just the dollar sign pops up and I can make this, I can sell this.
Ash
No.
Ash said he needs one of those puzzles.
Yeah.
Them females.
So he's going to put malice to it and split the clutch
That's
with
what
me.
I'm thinking, right?
I'm thinking
Yeah,
like
that's
two
a
or
private
three of them.
conversation for you guys, but
Yeah,
yeah, hit them up.
yeah. I got to see which ones I got over there. Inchy puzzles. I got pastel puzzles. Like, yeah.
So, what's your closing statement? Go. Let's summarize the mutation and what you're doing with it this season, and where everybody can reach out for any availability.
Well, I mean, like I said, people can reach me on Instagram. That's the easiest. Um, I mean, I pretty much said it. It's unless that super gets unlocked. If that super does get unlocked, then having one at all is just going to be ridiculous off of the pictures you showed. Um, but if not, it's about your desire to make something better than anyone else's, to make something that's quality and holds that quality through life. And
There was one
if that,
snake we didn't show.
what?
That. Oh wait, not that one.
Yeah.
This one.
Oh, that was the O.F.Y. or Fire O.F.Y. clown.
Okay, so that is the better coloration. So I could have popped
Yeah.
that up earlier when we had it live on screen, but that is the better coloration. It
That's
looked a lot more creamy on screen, but yeah,
yeah.
beautiful, beautiful color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it from when it was younger, and then you saw what it looked like today at whatever it is, 25, 3,000 grams, something like that.
Yeah, and a little bit harder to tell the color, like you said in the camera, but beautiful, beautiful snake.
Oh, I gotta get
So,
something better. This is a 1080p Logi camera. This thing's probably 5 or 6 years old. I gotta invest in something.
Me too, man.
I know I got
No,
Wayne over here with the drive-through headset.
I know.
Yeah,
I was like, fudge, man.
But I make him use it because otherwise his mic on his laptop gets too screechy. So blame it on me. Blame it on me.
It's like 7 years old.
well, and I have a microphone too, because I kept saying for the last, I don't know how many years, I was going to start doing my own show. And I've never done it. But yeah, I have the microphone. If I just got a better camera that didn't have the microphone, who knows? Maybe you'd be able to see something better.
Oh yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys for joining us. Say goodbye to everybody out there before I put you backstage. We appreciate everybody out there in the chats. But we are going to go ahead and get some closing statements out there. This O.F.Y mutation has been amazing. The breakdown has been very interesting. I'm hopeful for that super. Some different colors in that thing. I don't know what's going on, but really hopeful for a super of this mutation. I love its interaction the most with leopard personally, and I'm looking forward to see a lot more done in that foundation myself. Um, I know that a lot of people might be coming to this episode looking for drama from this past week, but that ain't what I'm about, you know? I put the facts out there of something that happened to me, and then whatever somebody said in another video, draw your own conclusion. I put the facts out there, okay? Twice. And if anybody wants to say anything else, I'll put more facts. So that's all that it was. I was done wrong. I should have my animal. And a lot of people deserve to know why I don't have that animal. And that's it. That's all I have to say about it. So clip it, share it. I don't care. But y'all have a good night, because this is the genetic canvas where we learn about mutations and we don't deal with drama. So we'll catch you guys next week for the Breeder Blueprint. And I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you again. Let me get the outro going.
Is it recessive, incomplete, dominant? That's a no-brainer. Read the parent like a puzzle, every clutch another lesson. Each morph can change the story, every combo Designers, pattern magnifiers, contrast killers and color amplifiers. It's all in the blushing.